From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and welcome to the broadcast. Our top story, a Fairbanks man pleaded not guilty in Fairbanks Superior Court today for the murder of his aunt.
46-year-old Daryl Crow is charged with the murder in the first degree for the death of Lorraine Nathaniel. The murder is considered a cold case and occurred on February 14, 2008 near 8th Avenue. According to the Fairbanks police detective, Crow has been a suspect since day one, but they lacked enough physical evidence to arrest him. In 2015, cold case investigators gathered a DNA sample from Crow and it was linked to the homicide. Crow's next court date is set for April.
4 men accused of breaking into a home where they allegedly beat and robbed the 3 sleeping tenants pleaded not guilty today in Fairbanks Superior Court. Antoine Arazo, Jalen Davis, Elijah Rausch, and Christian Flores are each charged with first-degree robbery, burglary, and second-degree assault. According to court documents, on February 13th, the 18, 19, and 20-year-olds broke into Arazo's former co-worker's apartment because the co-worker had money and marijuana. The 4 men punched, kicked, and beat the 3 residents, and Arazo's footprint tread was found bruised on one of the victims. Arazo also has armed robbery, burglary, and assault from a different incident back in April of 2015. Their next court date is set for April.
Yesterday, Alaska Oil and Gas Association President Kara Moriarty testified before the House Resources Committee on Bill 247, Governor Walker's oil and gas tax bill. In her testimony, Moriarty says that the low oil prices have left the oil and gas industry cash flow negative and that additional costs and taxes will make an already bad financial situation worse. She says more than 1/3 of Alaska's jobs are tied to the oil and gas industry and that for every direct job the industry provides, 20 additional jobs are created throughout Alaska's economy. Moriarty says the price of oil averaged $30 a barrel in January, and some forecasts say it could be as low as $40 a barrel for 2016. She said it costs $52 to produce a barrel of oil, $20 a barrel more than it's selling for right now.
Yet it is clearly the intention of the state to raise taxes on an industry with negative cash flow, and not by small margins. To add another $500 million of impact to the industry with the passage of House Bill 247 will only accelerate cutbacks by the industry, which will affect the number of Alaskans working, the amount of cash that circulates through the economy, and ultimately the future health and growth of the industry.
And when we come back, the big news in politics today is all of the elections going on, including Alaska. We'll explain about that.
Also, the Festival of Native Art kicks off Thursday with a variety of items that showcase the arts. Stay with us.
And welcome back. Today in the political world, it's Super Tuesday across the country. This is the day where 11 states were holding elections to give an indication on who they prefer for the office of President of the United States. This afternoon at 3 p.m. in the Pioneer Park Civic Center, members of the Republican Party began the process of voting for one of 5 candidates. Even though it was not a primary ballot, members of the party were asked to select a candidate, and their vote helps determine how many delegates each candidate will receive and be credited with at the convention later this summer in Cleveland.
The purpose of our presidential preference poll is basically for us to choose delegates to the national convention based on the percentage of votes that each of the presidential candidates gets today. We have 5 candidates on our ballot, as you saw. The Alaska Republican Party then assigns each candidate a percentage of the national delegates to the Republican National Convention from Alaska based on the percentage of votes that each of those candidates get.
The creations and stories of Native Alaskan cultures will soon be on display at the 2016 Festival of Native Arts. The annual gathering of performers and dance groups from all over the state and Canada kicks off Thursday at the UAF Davis Concert Hall. Artists will showcase traditional Native crafts, song, and dance through Saturday. Organizers say some larger groups are performing this year, so they're splitting routines in half to allow entertainers 2 nights on the stage. An oratory competition where contestants will tell stories, read speech, or recite poetry in native languages will also be part of the festivities. The event has been running for 43 years. Organizers Adrian Titus says it was all put in motion by something that often happens when students are away at college.
Some students got homesick and they got together in the spring and they decided to make their spring carnivals happen, and a lot of the traditional Alaska Native gatherings in the spring share their song and dance, and so that was one thing that they decided to do, and it's continued on, and it's become a worldwide event, not just a community local event.
The Autism Society of Alaska hosted its first statewide conference in Fairbanks this week. Monty Bowen has details now in this week's Health Report.
Autism is defined as a pervasive developmental disorder of children characterized by impaired communication, excessive rigidity, and emotional detachment. Organizers say a lot of planning went into putting this session together.
This has been a work in the process for probably 8 solid months, and we are so excited. Yesterday there was an amazing turnout at the university for the animal behavior presentation that Dr. Grandin presented. Today we are sold out here at our conference.
They hope to make the conference an annual event.
We have autism in Alaska, and why not bring in speakers from across the state and a presenter like Dr. Grandin to speak to it.
Different types of autism affect people in different ways.
Autism spectrum disorder is a varying degree diagnosis, so you can have nonverbal all the way up to completely verbal and somewhere in between.
People wanting more information can find it online.
So the Autism Society of Alaska, we have a webpage. It's www.asagoldenheart.org, and all of our contact information is on there.
This is Monty Bowen reporting.
The Health Report is brought to you by the Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic, located in the Medical Dental Arts Building, and by Interior Women's Health, located on 1626 30th Avenue.
You know, it was a perfect day today. I mean, with the sun shining, gaining more light, it's just perfect.
Yeah. I liked it. It was a little warmer yesterday, which I was pretty happy with.
A little bit. But you know who's very happy that the weather is cooperating this year is Mike Schultz. And of course, during the weather block, we will join him live at the ice park. So wait for that. All right, Joe Cook is up next and focuses on a topic in the Nanook Corner that could impact the future of UAF sports.
That story, plus student athletes get conference award, and more after the break.
Welcome back to Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here with your local Tuesday Sportscast. We start with the Nanook Corner. What will the future of UAF athletics look like? With the current state budget issues, that's a very real question that could have some harsh realities. Here's more. Instead of wins and losses, the future of UAF athletics could come down to dollars and cents. With the state budget in the state it's in, the House Subcommittee recently presented what is called intent language to stop future state funding for UAF and UAA athletics. The Nanooks have already absorbed budget cuts 3 years in a row, totaling almost $1 million.
The worst case scenario would be to lose all of our general fund support from the state, and that's $2.8 million. That's approximately half our budget, so if that were to happen, we really couldn't function. Best case scenario would be no cut, but that's not going to happen.
$8 million is set aside for state athletics. UAF gets $2.8 million, while Anchorage gets the rest. The Nanooks will have to look to private funding if their budget gets cut in half.
So certainly of everything we can do to increase our private donor giving and corporate giving and scholarship giving would be really, really important.
The pending cuts could lead to a loss of scholarships and shrink recruiting and travel budgets. Alums like Wiley Rogers of the hockey team, who started a goalie peg company, the Wiley Post, is concerned.
So many people have their hands on this product, so many people have input that I value so much, and it comes from these state-funded programs. So to see that be non-existent is is very scary to me.
It will be months before the final numbers are released. Last year, for example, UAF didn't get their budget until July. While they are dealing with the unknown, people can still show support for UAF by contacting their legislature.
We've got such great student athletes, great academic achievement, and we think that we're a valuable part of this campus and really are a factor in this community.
Nanook Corner, brought to you by Sports Medicine Fairbanks.
And 4 Nanook basketball players received all conference honors from the GNAC after a tremendous year of hoops. Ladies first, Jordan Wilson was named second team All-GNAC. The junior forward led the conference in scoring with 17 points per game and scored in double digits in 28 of 30 games this year. Fellow junior forward Kaylee Jold was a conference honorable mention. The Swiss Army knife was second on the team in scoring at 11.9 points per game and led UAF in rebounds and assists. She did a lot for them. Galena product Jenna Buchanan, first team All-GNAC for UAA. The sharpshooter set a Division II single season record in 33 straight games with 3-point. On the men's side, Javante Williams is first team All-GNAC. The Anchorage product led the GNAC in steals, ranked second in rebounds, and finished third in scoring. Teammate Almir Hadjisevich, he received his second straight honorable mention. This year, he led the conference in field goal percentage, shooting 62%. The men's squad is the 2 seed in this weekend's GNAC tournament. The Fairbanks Curling Club hosted the 68th U.S. Women's National Curling Association National Bonspiel. Sunday, the championship pitted Green Bay versus New England. In a sense, the Laura Rossler rink out of Centerville, Wisconsin in green, they held on against the Shelley Dropkin rink from Wayland, Massachusetts. The final 7-5 after the 10th into Rossler. Her rink was the runner-up a year ago, so they got some redemption in a close game. Hometown was represented in the third place game by the Karen Spolito rink. They fell to Carol Woods rink out of Rochester, New York. This was the first year that Fairbanks hosted this Bonspiel. The West Valley Wolfpack finished their skiing season in Kincaid Park over the weekend. The Wolfpack boys finished third overall at the state ski meet. Their total time, 3 hours, 58 minutes, 29.7 seconds. The girls, they placed fifth with a total time of 3:31.03. The Wolfpack had the same finish in the relay races on the final day of skiing, third and fifth place. The Lathrop boys and girls finished 12th respectively. The West Anchorage Eagles swept the team state titles. The Wolfpack and the Whalers battled in Barrow over the weekend in high school hoops. And there were a couple standout games. Friday night, the Whalers won 71-67 in overtime, but on Saturday, the tables turned. Wolfpack got a game-high 33 points from Daniel Hornbuckle and 15 from Cornelius Mingle Jr. That was enough to hold off the Whalers, who got 29 points from Kamaka Hepa and 22 from Travis Adams, and a 68-65 win for the Pack. As West Valley and Barrow split their weekend series. And here are the other results from high school hoops from the weekend. The Wolfpack girls beat Colony 52-27 in Palmer. They finished their road trip 4-0. Allison, they split in Valdez. The Ravens won 65-54 in the boys game, while Allison falls 59-45 to the Lady Buccaneers. Monroe sweeps Delta in Delta on Saturday, 61-39 final for the boys, and a 36-24 win for the girls squad. Lathrop split in Chugiak. The girls defeat Chugiak 67-37, while the boys lose a close one, 61-55. The high school teams have their final games of the regular season this week. And that's it for sports tonight. Thanks for watching. Mike Schultz is next with weather, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Mike Schultz with you once again, live broadcasting from the Ice Park. And tonight we're here with a couple of people that make an opportunity for you by going on the website to see just exactly what's going on at the Ice Park. I'm here with Yelena Petkova and Steve Iverson. And you guys have been the videographers for quite a while for the Ice Park here, right?
We have. I've been here for 4 years. Steve's been here for longer.
I started out as a photographer 18 years ago and just kind of made my way through the maze of Ice Alaska to be the videographer and producer.
Now, if you go to the website, you can see all their work, and it really is a good way to get an idea of what's happening. In fact, we have some video to show you while we're talking, to show you what their website is like. The website is icealaska.com, and here's some of the video they shot. This was yesterday when the carvers actually started opening up the first day of carving, right, Steve?
Yeah, this is interesting to watch too, because you get to see some of the secrets of ice sculpting, the way they use their templates and the way they start visualizing what's going to be inside.
Elena, you've been doing this for 5 years. I'm sure you're just still amazed every year at how great the actually art of the ice is itself.
I get really excited, and I learn a lot every year. So.
Yeah. Once again, it's icealaska.com, and you can go there and you can see all the different things that are going on. You guys do all you can to keep people updated.
Yeah, we try to put out something every night, and during the multi-block, we're going to be streaming a show live every night at 8 o'clock. So if you go to our website, you'll see that too.
Including the awards celebration itself too, right?
Right. We do that live too.
Okay, well, guys, thanks a lot for being with us, and carry on, do a great job, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the website.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Okay. Okay, now it's time to talk some weather, and what can we say? But today was a beautiful day, lots of sunshine. It's going to be that way again tomorrow. And speaking of the weather, here's what we're going to be talking about tonight. We've got quite a few things to inform you about. First of all, we are looking at, once again, another beautiful evening. And maybe even some auroras. In fact, the opportunity for auroras is possible around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Steve said he saw some beautiful ones this morning, and maybe some warming by the weekend. We'll talk more about that later on in the weather. And speaking of what's going on in the satellite picture, we'll take a look at that and show you that we're looking at more clouds moving up from the south. That may be an omen of things like the old high pressure that's been sitting over us is starting to break down, should be allowing more clouds and moisture in the picture. And the overall picture of the state looks like this. Again, there's more rain falling across southeast Alaska. As you can see, temperatures are really, once again, very warm. 46 degrees at Ketchikan, 41 at Anchorage today with partly cloudy skies. A little cooler at Kodiak, 38, and Cold Bay also 38 degrees. You jump over the Aleutian Chain, you go to Bethel where it's 38, and 28 degrees at Nome. Barrow at 9 degrees below zero, dropping down the cold air again, and Fort Yukon at 21. Lower 48 weather, more activity moving across the central and eastern plains. Look at the storms moving across with that area of low pressure across the Great Lakes, bringing with it some scattered thunderstorm activity. A new system moving across the Pacific Northwest, bringing some activity there. In fact, as you can see here on our next graphic, where you can see they're looking at another frontal boundary moving onshore in the Pacific Northwest, bringing rain and wind once again all up and down the west coast, and mountain snow showers. And the overall outlook for the 5-day, or actually into the weekend, for the jet stream, again, way up to the north on the western side of the country and down to the south on the eastern side, which means warmer temperatures to the west, cooler to the northeast. Okay, time once again for our kids' weather. And this week we are talking with the kids from Ann Ween Elementary School. And tonight we have a young lady with a very nice picture she's drawn.
So one day I was walking with my friend Cameron, and it was really sunny. Then all of a sudden the clouds started getting amber gray. Then it started drizzling rain, and then sprinkling. Then it started pouring rain, as like right here. And so we ran back to her house, and we were really wet.
Thank you, Layla. Very colorful. And as always, thanks to the good folks at Mount McKinley Bank for sponsoring our kids' weather every night. Tomorrow night, we're going to have a young man here. He'll be having an interesting question, as always, about weather. Let's take a look at the weather across the state for tomorrow. For the northern sections, partly cloudy at Barrow, just some high clouds for Nome, and mostly sunny skies in Fort Yukon. In the interior, probably the best weather in the state. Again, lots of sunshine everywhere you look. And temperatures, once again, fairly decent, 28 degrees at Fairbanks and 36 degrees at Healy. Over southeast Alaska, maybe some rain in the picture, but for the most part, looks like more sunshine is moving back into the area there with 45 degrees for Ketchikan. Over the southwest part of the state, not too bad. In fact, looking at Cold Bay with mostly cloudy skies and 41 degrees for their high there, 42 degrees at Kodiak, and just partly cloudy skies there. And over the south central sections, it looks like for the most part, nice weather over the Anchorage Bowl, sunny skies in Anchorage, and it's the same for Homer, partly cloudy skies at Valdez. Taking a look at the numbers at the airport today, our high temperature, well, what do you think? 30 degrees, and the overnight low last night, 0. The record high, 53. That was in 1938. The record low, 49 below, 1956. Sunrise and sunset, 10 hours and 12 minutes of daylight, a gain of 7 minutes from yesterday. And our forecast for tonight, once again, as we say, partly cloudy and cool, right around 0 for the overnight low. And again, a chance of seeing some of those northern lights. And the forecast for tomorrow, we're looking at, for the most part, another nice day. Lots of sunshine, 26 degrees, and the sunshine will be just have a few clouds here and there. And the 5-day outlook, you got to love it. Temperatures warming back up again by Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to the mid-20s. Overnight lows will be in the teens, and then starting off at the teens, and then dropping or warming back up again to the low teens, or I should say low single digits below 0 for Sunday and Monday. Our photograph tonight, our Denali State Bank photograph, Fab Photo, was sent in by a young man that was on the Glen Highway and was able to capture this Glen Highway mountain. And again, thanks to those folks. If you have a photograph, send a photograph to photos@ktvf11.com. And that will do it from the ice park. We're starting to get a little cool. We have lots of families here tonight. They're enjoying the slides, and we always invite you to come out. And tomorrow night we'll have another interesting guest. But right now, back to you guys.
Mike's always been cool. That'll wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, the FBI and Apple Corporation faced off today at a congressional hearing on the locked iPhone. That's next with Lester Holt.
You can join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
From all of us here at the News Center, have a great night.